Well, it started. Last night kicked off the NFL season, and what a shocker it was. It was a bad night for the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Before last night, the last time they walked off the field, they were hugging the Lombardi Trophy. And last night, well, their heads were sort of hung low after that Detroit Lions embarrassed them. In the fourth quarter, the Lions overcame a 6-point Chiefs lead with a touchdown run by Lions' new star running back, former Chicago Bears player David Montgomery. This was the Lions' first win over the Chiefs since, ready for this, 2011. Do the math, that's 12 years. Kansas City wide receiver Kadarius Toney had a rough night. He had 3 drops and 1 throw from quarterback Patrick Mahomes in the third quarter, hit him right in the hands, bounced out of his hands, and landed in the hands of the Lions' rookie defensive back Brian Branch. Branch then took off, running 50 yards for a pick 6 that tied the game at 14 each. And then in the fourth quarter, the ball slipped through Toney's hands, preventing a huge catch and a run. Now, it's important to note that the Chiefs were without star tight end Travis Kelce. He is out with an injury. And talk about getting paid. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow agreed to a $275 million 5-year extension with a guaranteed $219 million. According to ESPN, this makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. Burrow spoke with reporters about that whopper deal, saying in part, quote, "I'm going to keep playing well. I feel great about the organization, everybody in the locker room, and in the coaching staff. The contract is the icing on the cake to me. I'm just excited to be out here," end of quote. Okay, many think only men know football and the NFL. Well, let me tell you, mothers of players know as much about the NFL as the men, if not more. Joining me are mother of Troy Pride Jr., NFL cornerback Angela Pride, and mother of Myles Garrett, Cleveland Browns defensive end Audrey Garrett. Welcome to both of you. And Audrey, let me start with you. What do you think about last night's game? Were you surprised that the Chiefs didn't, pound the Lions?
Well, I'm definitely a parent that goes any given Sunday, it can happen to you. So I'm never surprised, but that was pretty impressive.
How closely do you follow football, by the way? I know your son plays, but how closely do you follow it?
I watch every time there's a game on.
Every single game. All right, let me go to you, Angela. How about you? Did you watch last night's game?
I did watch, and it was exciting to just be back in football. I love the game. I love exciting games. When guys get blown out, it's no fun, but that was an exciting game, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Angela, are you one of those mothers that's been like driving your son to games your whole life and you watch every week?
Oh my gosh, they can pull out the violins. Absolutely. From 7 on until now. I want to be at every game. I don't care if he's in the game or not. I'm just a mom that wants to be there, and I love football.
Audrey, one of the things I asked Coach Dungy a couple years ago, as I said early on in the season, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to do Angela the same, is, before this evening started, who's going to play in the Super Bowl? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? And he gave me an answer, and I thought, well, it was sort of, off the top of my head, but he turned out to be right. Do you have, looking at the teams out there, who's going to be playing against the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl in February?
Against the Green Bay Packers? Okay, so first of all, it won't be the Green Bay Packers.
What's wrong with the Packers? What's wrong with the Packers? I'm a shareholder.
Okay, well, good luck with that. Y'all should have paid Rodgers when you had the opportunity. I am a Cowboy fan as well as being, a Cleveland Browns mom. So I'm going with my Cowboys in the NFC, and I'm going to take my Browns. We look good.
Well, you better take the Browns. I was waiting to hear that. That was Angela, a test. That was a test.
We're coming for you, baby. We're going with the Browns.
All right, Angela. Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl against the Packers?
Well, you know what? So I don't really have a dog in the fight right now. My son's still looking for a home, but he did preseason with the Saints. And so I watched the Saints very closely. And I do believe that defense wins games, right? And so I think the Saints look really good. But Greta, to your credit, I'm a low-key cheesehead. Always have been, at least since Brett Favre, right? So, but I'm rooting for Jordan Love. I'm rooting for Love.
I'm rooting for Love too, and I tell you, Angela, I'm a big Brett Favre fan. I'm not sad that Rodgers has gone to the Jets, because I never thought he really wanted to be a cheesehead. I thought he always wanted to be a 49er, so I never thought he was happy. Audrey, you're shaking your head. What's wrong?
Y'all are killing me. You're killing me. No. We're definitely no. no, we can't do that. And low key, being in the Southwest, I do watch the Saints. I never cheer for them against the Cowboys, or we have played them as the Browns, but no, no, they're not. Their roster won't even sustain that. And Angela, I hope and pray he gets on a team. He's well worth the cost that it would take to have him playing on a roster. I love how he plays.
Thank you,
Angela. You have to tell me about Rodgers. More about Rodgers.
well, I like Aaron Rodgers.
Because I want to get Audrey to shake her head.
I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to take you guys all the way. And really last year, I just felt like, it was like this close, but no cigar, right? Almost doesn't count. But I'm rooting for Rodgers as well. I like him. People say doesn't have the best personality, but he can throw that rock, and that's what matters. That's what he's getting paid to do. So I want to see what he's going to do with the Jets, this year. I'm just excited about football. Again, I can watch any team, and now being a player's mom, I have a lot of babies that are in the league. Like last night with Detroit, I had some Notre Dame babies that were out there, and I was rooting for the Lions just because I go for the underdog. And the Lions, they deserve to win, man. They've lost for so long.
Man,
all right, Angela, Audrey.
I cheered for Josh Reynolds like we were back in college again. I mean, he's an Aggie. So I'm going to cheer for every Aggie. When you come out as a mom, you just don't have your kid. You're cheering for all those kids that you've known that have walked that path with you in college. Now they're in the pros, and you're just as excited for them now as you ever were when they were in college. Or for us, we've seen a couple that played with Myles when he was younger. So you're
Audrey
ecstatic.
and Angela and Audrey, you proved me right. I want to see you next week because we'll have more games to talk about. I want you both back. Angela Pride and Audrey Garrett, my NFL experts. Thank you both.